Yo, what's good everybody? What's good YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another Jimmy Highroller video, man. We thought this was impossible. If you're new to the channel, have a subject, make sure you hit that sub button. Y'all, we on the road to 11 subs. I appreciate everybody that's hit that sub button. Giveaway on the way, so stay in tune for that. With that being said, let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it.
In the world of sports, there is one opponent who is truly unbeatable. Father Time. He's cruel, unrelenting. He doesn't care about your goals or ambitions, and no one has ever got the best of him. There comes a day when even the very best must concede and admit defeat. Their time is up, and it was good while it lasted. But LeBron James is putting up a pretty damn good fight. In his 19th season, LeBron is doing
He's putting up like 33 points, like 33 points. He did that shit like the other night. Gangsta.
93 Honda, still somehow among the league's very best players. This is unheard of. It's impossible, or at least it should be to any human being. So LeBron's got to be some sort of basketball android, unleashed on the NBA to set a new standard for sustained excellence. In his last 8 games, LeBron is averaging 30 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. The man's NBA career is older than half the people watching this video right now, and he's still doing all this. But as this Twitter user said, LeBron is in his 30s. This won't go on much longer. This tweet was from 2015, 6 years ago, and nothing has changed.
Everybody been saying that he been kept on going, like he been kept on going. Oh, he went too far.
This Christmas week back in 2003, when LeBron was drafted into the NBA, there was a unanimous agreement that the kid was going to be an absolute superstar. The most hyped high school prospect since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 35 years prior. According to other NBA players at the time, LeBron was NBA ready by the time he could legally drive a car. But even the most optimistic fans could have never predicted that 20 years later, that kid would not only still be in the NBA, but he would still be one of the best players in the league at nearly 37
and that's the craziest part.
The dude has been around forever. In fact, he's been around for so long that his fellow class of 2003 NBA draftee Chris Bosh started his NBA career at the same time as LeBron, played 13 seasons in the league, retired, and has already been inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Which is crazy. He's still playing.
From Akron is still an all-NBA talent. Dudes are out here at your local gym with knee problems and a bottle of ibuprofen on standby before their 30th birthday. And this guy LeBron is still jumping out of the gym and beating 20-year-olds up the court. It just doesn't add up. And it's not as much of his age that's surprising. There's been quite a few all-time greats that played into their mid to late 30s. Michael Jordan was the league MVP and won an NBA Finals at 35. Kareem was an all-star up until his last season in the league at the ripe old age of 41. And Bryant dropped 60 on a broken down body at the age of 37. It's not what LeBron is doing at his age. It's what he's doing in his 19th NBA season.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
But no one
not like that
is this good in their 19th season. And I mean no one. In the history of the NBA,
and that's why he's the best. This is really why he's the best. He's been doing this for years and he's still putting up consistent numbers. Like
3 players to play 19 or more seasons in the NBA. That's 23 players that simply made it to their 19th season. And the majority of them didn't cross the finish line. They hobbled to it. Let's take a look at who these 23 players are and how good they were. Vince Carter, bad. Kevin Garnett, bad. Shaquille O'Neal, bad. Jason Kidd, bad. Decent, bad, decent, bad, 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 decent, bad, 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 good, decent, bad, bad, decent. 23 players made it this far into their NBA career, and only 2 were still truly all-star caliber players. Now, for half my audience who I know are over the age of 25 and have probably retired from playing ball competitively, you know that the minute, the millisecond, you put down your shoes and don't get back to the court for days or weeks or even months at a time,
it
you
hurts.
begin to feel all the miles you put onto your body over the years. Every bump, every tweak,
oh my God,
sprain, collision, it all starts to add up. And yet, LeBron has been playing basketball at the highest level, night in and night out, for 2 decades, and he still manages to be on top of his game. Now, sure, the minutes are clearly starting to have an effect on him. He's missed considerably more games over the last few seasons than he did in his younger years, but his production and quality of play has hardly even budged. So all those players that I previously mentioned that played
Jeez, look at
19
the
seasons
look how
in the
down
NBA,
it's going at the
here's
end.
a chart of their points per game throughout their careers. And there's some really
Who's this going
interesting
up though? You
information.
see that? You
From
peep
this
that?
chart, you can see that nearly every single player improved offensively in their first 5 seasons. A gradual climb up the NBA ladder into All-Star or even All-NBA status. From seasons 5 through 10, again nearly all of them hit their stride in the league and play out their best seasons. Or, as we like to call it, their prime. But around season 11, we begin to see a steady decline in point production across the board. A slow and virtually linear descent from their once elite status, usually a result of less minutes or a lesser role because, well,
They're getting
they're
older.
getting older. And by
Yeah.
the time season 17 rolls around, most of these players have completely fallen into an almost counterproductive state. Their leadership, seniority, and legacy usually keeping them around on their last leg before they retire. But there's a few players that stand out. Here's Kobe Bryant, who had a super
Kobe went
unconventional
crazy.
path to greatness with humble beginnings, but eventually reaching all-time elite levels of offensive production. And aside from a torn Achilles in his 18th season, he sustained his production better than virtually everyone else. Then there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had one of the best starts to an NBA career the league has ever seen. And although
Damn.
he peaked relatively early
Almost
in his
40
career
points a
as
game.
scorer, he became the all-time
It's like
leader in points
35.
scored by maintaining all NBA levels of production throughout his entire career. And here's Karl Malone, who, similar to LeBron, used his innate scoring ability and superhuman durability to rack up nearly 37,000 points. And now here's LeBron, who amongst even the most
Sheesh.
durable and sustainable players of all time has had a career trajectory that looks straight out of 2K. The dude hasn't budged in over a decade. If we remove the outliers of Malone, Kobe, and Kareem, the 3 horsemen of I'ma play until my legs fall off, we have a clear picture of LeBron's unreasonably excellent ability to stay on top of his game year after year after
Nah,
year.
that shit dead crazy, I'm
for
not gonna
Christ's
lie.
sake, the man's trajectory is going up in his 19th season. Oh, and just out of curiosity, I charted the career projection of another active NBA player. Something that looks like this. Any guesses as to who
Michael
this player
Jordan.
is? Yeah, just something to think about. Now, this may sound weird, and let me know if I'm crazy for even thinking this, but when I look at the totality of LeBron's career, I'm actually surprised that he doesn't hold the all-time scoring record yet. He's
Oh,
been
is
the
that
all-time
KD?
leader in playoff points for years
Wait,
now.
was that KD?
When I look at the now, this player is, yeah,
That's KD. It's KD. Oh shit.
just something to think about.
That is something to think
Now,
about.
this may sound weird, and let me know if I'm crazy for even thinking this, but when I look at the totality of LeBron's career, I'm actually surprised that he doesn't hold the all-time scoring record yet. He's been the all-time leader in playoff points for years now. He's played the 4th most regular season minutes in NBA history, and he's maintained the 5th highest scoring average ever in the process. As a fan of the game who was born long after Kareem retired, it's hard to imagine a player who has put the ball in the basket more than LeBron has. I mean, I get it, the numbers are right in front of my face, but it's still hard to wrap my mind around. Think about it. LeBron has averaged 25 points per game or more 18 times in his career.
That shit is
The
crazy.
next closest player is Kevin Durant with 13 seasons. Kobe had 12, Karl Malone had 12, MJ had 11, and Kareem only averaged 25 plus points per game 10 times in his 20-year career. At the pace LeBron is going, if he can stay relatively healthy, he should pass Kareem's all-time scoring totals sometime towards the end of next season. And every single bucket after that is icing on the cake. Even more insane is that throughout LeBron's career, he has averaged at least 25 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game.
That's
18 times.
crazy.
Now, 25, 5, and 5.
That's
doesn't
dead
sound like
crazy,
absurd.
but nobody don't want to say he's not the best. Like, people still say Michael Jordan's the best. Look at this, 18 seasons straight. Michael Jordan did it for 10. Like, that's 7 more years.
Until you realize that the player with the next highest total for seasons of that stat line is Oscar Robertson, who did it just 8 times in the 60s. Only
See,
4
that
other
shit's
players
crazy,
have accomplished
like-
the stat line for even 5 seasons, and those players are Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. No one even remotely close to LeBron. And that's because on the court, LeBron isn't really the best at anything. But he's one of the best at everything. He's not the best scorer, but he's certainly one of the best scorers of all time. He isn't the best assist man, but he is among the very best passers the league has ever seen.
He's the best. He can do it all. The best all-around player.
Take a last-second shot with the game on the line. But LeBron wouldn't be far down that list. There's been other players who have led their teams to more victories and more championships. But when the going gets tough, it's hard to deny that LeBron can lead a team through the fire just as well as his predecessors.
That was the greatest series of all time.
By the time he retires, he'll more than likely have about 41,000 career points, 12,000 career rebounds, and 12,000 career assists. Numbers that far surpass any other player's total, or even what we thought to be achievable. Because at the moment, there is no one in the 38K, 10K, 10K club. But what about, let's say, the 36K, 8K, 8K club? No one in there either. Okay, what about the 34K, 6K, 6K club? Not a single player. Ever. At the moment, the most exclusive club the NBA has to offer is the 32K, 5K, 5K club, featuring Kareem, Malone, Kobe, and Jordan. Only 4 players in the history of the NBA
and you about to pass all of them niggas.
These career totals. To find some more players, you have to work your way down to the 25K, 5K, 5K club. These are the most productive and durable players of all time. To make an appearance in any of these clubs is a testament to
you about to have 10,000 more points than them niggas.
And yet, LeBron is light years ahead of even these all-time greats. Sure, with LeBron, you won't get a dead-eye sharpshooter like Steph, or a glass-cleaning monster like Russell, or a lockdown defensive rim protector like Duncan. Instead, you get a player that can do 90% of all of those things, as well as 90% of everything else you could possibly imagine on a basketball court. When people say LeBron is the greatest all-around player of all time, it isn't some sort of cop-out to the LeBron versus Jordan debate. It's the flat-out truth. Eventually, LeBron will join every other mere mortal in the next few years as we watch his career come to a close and his alien-like abilities begin to slowly fade away. I think. But even in his last days in the league, I just can't envision a world
I remember
where
this shit.
LeBron isn't at least
The Warriors
an
and the
all-star
Cavs.
caliber player. The man could play until he's 44, and you can't convince me that he won't be a legitimate all-star even at that age. Most people assumed as he got older, he would have to change his game a bit to continue to find success on the court. They said he would have to develop a better post-game, and so he did. They said he would have to improve his jump shot from outside, and he has. They said he would have to learn how to lead a team down the stretch and embrace the big moments rather than run from them, and he did. No matter the circumstance, no matter the age or the mileage or the he's not one of the best players anymore narratives that pop up year after year, I have no choice but to believe the man will just find a way. What are the odds that the kid who was dubbed the chosen one at just 17 years old would go on to actually
Be the chosen one.
exceed all expectations? I wonder, if I got a time machine and went back to the year 2003 to tell fans that LeBron is still dominating the NBA after nearly 2 decades, what would they say? Maybe they simply wouldn't believe me. Maybe they need proof that he fulfilled his potential. Or maybe they'd just say, I told you so. Hope you all enjoyed.
I enjoyed.
Always,
I didn't expect this. I never really be expecting anything going on with what's going on. But if you made it to the end of the video, you obviously like the video, so you obviously gotta subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, y'all. We on the road to 1,100 subs. It's your boy Johnny Finesse, and I'ma holla at y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna see y'all next video.